Hi, everyone. Hi. Today is the day. Welcome. Hi, everyone. If you are here, let me know. Comment below. Today's the day. It's live Q&A and it's my birthday. Mostly it's my birthday, but I was like, I get to show up for you guys today. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I really, just to start it off, like, I've had an amazing birthday. I'm so grateful for so many people messaging me, calling me. At 4:40 a.m. this morning, I got this amazing video from sisters out in California who I love and adore. So shout out to Katie and Crystal as they make their way to Tulum. It was the best thing I ever saw this morning. By the way, you guys kicked it off. And then went to the chiropractor, like, got a little alignment. And you know what? I had a slew of things I wanted to get done. Like, I just wanted to do. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, I could do this. I could do that. I could get a massage. I could get my nails done. I could go shopping. I could work. I could go play with this. It's tons of things. You know what I did? I went to this amazing place. It's a butcher, but it's like a little cafe here in town. Small place. Well, local, organic, butchery, cafe place. And I did work. And it was amazing. It was so peace and quiet. It was so awesome. The food was phenomenal. And it was just all about doing what I love. And this is what I freaking love, you guys. I mean, 11:29 last night, I was doing my own solar return. Like, I'm a dork. Like, I told a girlfriend that when she called me today. So it's been a great day. And thank you for joining me here today with the live Q&A. So let's get started because I've got announcements. If you'll look at the link, there's a birthday bash bonus surprise. And I'll tell you about that. You guys, you've had chances to hop on my calendar, and thank you for those of you that have. Like, it's such a nice, like, really, it's like, sometimes as an entrepreneur, you put those things out there and you're like, is anybody going to really want to do this? Yeah. Like, you just have to trust and believe. So thank you for those of you who have hopped on my calendar already. I can't wait to connect with you. Yesterday was amazing. I was doing, I had a guest expert interview series with a girlfriend that we share this platform in a mastermind group. Where I'm a resident astrologer, and it was so zooming fun. I mean, like, we were like, oh, it's getting hot in here. Like, it was just really great. Lots of value, lots of fun, lots of realization. And her topic happened to be about how astrology can help your coaching business. So I'm actually going to see if I can't get a copy of that and post it on the site. Because for those of you that are working on your business or polishing your business or doing that, I think you guys might value from that quick little interview. It was an hour long. It was really fun. So, but today, all of that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is my birthday. Just saying. But none of that matters because today is a live Q&A for Astrology for Business Owners of the four-part series that we've gone up to. And if you are just joining me now, you can catch all of those on replay down below. And you know what, you guys, I totally forgot. Like, if you've never met me and now for some reason you show up for this live Q&A, hello, I'm Jen Bradshaw Almond. And for those of you who don't know, I'm an astrologer and energy healing coach. I help women create businesses and lives that feel good. And so if you're at a crossroads in your life or business, or wanting some clarity and focus or confidence around something that's swirling and keeps repeating and you're not really sure, please reach out to me. That is my specialty. And if you catch up on the replays, you may find that this astrology thing kind of makes sense. I kind of get that feedback that it's like practical magic, and I'm bringing this all to you guys. So if you or someone you know might value or might benefit from this live Q&A or any of the mini series that I went over, and I'm going to recap it here in a short bit, tag them below, tag them in the comments. More the merrier. Like I said, it's my birthday. Let's make it a big, huge party. Whoop, whoop. Okay, you guys. So we've done 4 days of Astro for Biz owners, okay? The first day, we talked about 10th house in Capricorn, right? And that answered the question, when we're looking at that from a chart perspective, how your business operates, right? And then we looked at 6th house of Virgo, how you show up and serve, or how your business is of service. And then we looked at the 2nd house of Taurus, and how is your business valued by you, your clients, the community, and the world. Now, just those 3 houses that we talked about down below, you can catch the replays, creates a grand trine in Earth. And here on planet Earth, welcome to Earth. We are here for you. Just kidding. But welcome to Earth. What that means is it's about manifestation. It's about our resources. Now, a lot of times people will take off and be like, it's money, 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 money. It's not. And if you're on the self-development entrepreneur track journey, you guys know that there's a lot of other things of value that dump into your resource pool. And so for some of you that aren't aware of what that is, it includes time, love, money, and energy. Because we've got to have that energy to be able to do these things and be with our loved ones. All right, and then the last house, which was like a bonus kind of like that we talked about that doesn't fit into that grand trine of Earth, was the 8th house of Scorpio. And that's how can I best attract people to my business. That's kind of our project planning, our like what guides us in creating our products, our services, our programs, our events, whatever, like what we're doing, right? Because it's all about the money. Show me the money. 8th house, attract people because you have goods and services that you want to collect money for, right? I mean, business goes round and round. Here we go. It's the world. We manifest resources. So, what types of things? So here's the first question. This is what I'm going to do as we go along. So that was a quick review of the houses and the questions that it answered. So as I go through this, I have a few questions and I'm actually going to post them in the comments so you guys can see them as I go along as to what we're talking about. And the first question that was asked was, I'm doing this with what types of things could I expect to learn from astrology for my biz? What does the 10th house, 6th house, 2nd, and 8th house reveal to me? And that was basically what those 4 videos down below discussed, okay? Now I'm going to add to that. So the first layer of each of those houses, the 10th, the 6th, the 2nd, and the 8th, that's the first layer. And if you're looking only, and we're just going to only at your natal chart, you want to pay attention to those zodiac signs. And like I said, the 10th, 8th, and 2nd, 10th, 6th, and 2nd house are all earth signs, okay? So they have an earth flavor. So then when you go look at your own natal chart, and then remind me, I'll back up to the types of charts you can use. But if you're just using your own natal chart, you're going to want to look at the first layer of what element is the sign that you have in those houses. So for me, for example, in the 10th house of my personal chart, I have Gemini, which is an air element. So I have a Capricorn earth and Gemini air combination in the 10th house. All right. So that's what you want to be looking at. So that's the first layer. Second layer is, do you have any planets in that house? And just make note of that because I didn't discuss the planets. We're going to get more into that in just a short bit, but just make note of what planets are in those particular houses because they can get activated and give you even more energetics and resources to work with. All right. So that answers that question. Now I want to back up and make it really clear on this live Q&A about what type of chart do you want to be using. Now I mentioned natal chart, which natal chart is your birthday, the time you were born, and the place you were born, all in that little circle disc, right? All printed out in that little chart. The other option that you can have and can create is a natal chart for your business, for a program, product, a service, event, and you can use that for your business too, a trademark, whatever. So then you're having almost 2 things on top of all the layers. So many resources right here, guys. The energetics is what you get to tap into. So I just wanted to be clear. But for now, these Q&As, if you only have a personal natal chart, which everybody has a natal chart, so I shouldn't say if you do only have that. If you're only using your natal chart, no worries. That's what you're going to be looking at. And a little bit later, I'm going to talk to you about how you can do one for a product, a service, a business, whatever, a separate entity from you. All right. So next question. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. And I think there was a lot of people because, as business owners, we're like, hey, I want to, and this was something I actually talked about yesterday in that interview, was how to use astrology for yearly planning. Yesterday's conversation that I had the interview about was how to use astrology for your coaching business. Similar, right? You're still wanting to get that guidance. Now I'm going to back up a little bit and tell you, guys, way back when, astronomy and astrology were one and the same. They weren't separate like we know them now, right? And what I love and what I've learned, and I think this is why I picked it up so quickly, is that astrology is a sacred science. And it got separated from science in general, because here's the thing. I got a history book about this, guys. So the church didn't really see us as spiritual, and the scientists didn't really see us as science. So it just kind of separated. We're like sitting there going, we're sacred science. But here's the thing. If we go back in time when astronomy and astrology were the same thing, scientists, inventors, creators like Newton, Galileo, a slew of them, Kepler, these scientists, these inventors, they were astrologers too. They were the astrologers created the maps, and that's why we use this as a map. The guidance, the stars the stars give us guidance, and the second part of it, from my energetic perspective, is the flowers help us to get there. But the stars give us guidance. They're a mapping system. Those scientists were doing science calculations and charting stars and naming planets and seeing how they correlated and how they worked. And that longitude and latitude, thank you for the map, Revolutionary period, all of a sudden we're able to travel to the West Indies to get different spices. We're starting to see that the world's not flat anymore. Like, guys, seriously. So I got a question, and this is like a separate question I'm just going to put in here, is what kind of astrology is this? Let me type this in here. What kind of astrology is this? It was a good question because there's a lot. So let me answer this question. I got this conversation from yesterday during the interview, and so initially when I started studying astrology, it was Western based. It was like Carl Jung. I learned from Deborah Silverman, my Mama of the Stellar Stars, classically trained psychotherapist, but has been doing astrology for like 40 plus years, guys. She's an astrologer for Sting. I'm not shitting you. Anyways, Mama Deborah, basically that time period in the 70s was Western astrology was being used from a characteristic perspective. Carl Jung kind of reintroduced that, and there's like a whole biography who I think it was his daughter who started to reveal that he was using astrological charts at the time. All right, so yes, there's an element of that. When I talk about characteristics and archetypes, there we go. That's what we're dumping into those houses. Now, the other part, the mapping part, the scientific place, the sacred science, all of that calculations for, forecasting different things, that goes into the traditional type of astrology. So I've kind of morphed myself, and there's so many, like I talk about the layers that you can have just in your natal chart or using it for your business. There are literally so many layers of types of astrology. This is why I don't get bored with it. And it is amazing. But so I just like to kind of deem it as traditional astrology and I pull from different things. So I'm an Aquarius. Deborah said one of the things that I picked up so well was, and if you've got Aquarian energy into you in your chart, that Aquariuses rule the zodiac. And I can get into this whole spiritual aspect, but I won't. But we can get the patterns recognition, and we see that. So Aquarians like to mash things up. We're revolutionary. So that's what I'm doing. I'm mashing things up, and here we go. So that's what kind of astrology it is. Now, let me back up into how to use astrology for planning. You guys, I totally went on a tangent, but my moon is in Sagittarius right now, so it's like, blah, 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 and you guys are getting it. Woohoo, wee, it's a party. And that's what it is. Sagittarius is like a party. Anyways, so how to use astrology for yearly planning. And like I was saying, that during that interview yesterday that I was doing, I was using it and giving examples of how to use it in your life coaching business, because that was the group I was with. So what I want to say about this right now is that we all have free will. So even though I mentioned the word forecasting, right, the traditional, one of the things that I think was really neat back in the turn of the century, like in 14th century or 14th century, 15th century, when the ships were starting to sail, people would consult astrologers, and this is when the church and kind of started separating the levels of astrology. Anyways, the big question was, when's my ship going to come in? So that saying comes from, when's my ship going to come in? Because that's when I know I can start to sell things. I can go to market. And that's where people would want to make sure, because it was a real unknown. So we use astrology that way from a forecasting perspective. So what I want to say about free will in this day and age is that astrologers can give you opportunities, can caution you against certain things, can focus you certain places. But what we are not are fortune tellers. We are not fortune tellers. Let me say that again. We are not fortune tellers. Okay? We're not. We all have free will. Stars are a map. We have options, opportunities, possibilities, and we chart to them. And then it's up to the person who is receiving the reading. It's your choice. It's your life on how you want to do that. So I just want to, for yearly planning, just want to make sure there's options, because when you zig, what might change is that it would be zagging, 6 months later. So that's why actually I consult with my clients who do, like, on an annual basis. We look at it, we do a first reading, then we do 3 months, then we do 6 months, and then we do 12 months. And then we just repeat it all over again because it's seasonal, it's secular. So just want to tell you about that when you're using it for yearly planning, is that you still have free will. Astrology is there to give you guidance. It is a map of the stars as it pertains to you. Now, how else can we dive in to using astrology for yearly planning? It's really easy. Moon cycle. Just as many women in this day and age, as we're unleashing a lot more of the feminine energy and the intuition and feeling into what feels right, the moon cycle, as many of the women are exploring, even men can explore this too, it is effective for yearly planning. So I did a whole slew of whole 2-hour session on all things new moon, where I went through the moon cycles. If that's something you're interested in, just send me a quick note, tag me in the description below. Let me know that you're interested in the moon cycle and all that. So that's a good indication, because the way we feel helps us co-create what's in front of us, what we're experiencing in our life. And the moon governs our emotional body. So this is a really good indication for business cycles. And it really depends on you, how it's linked, how it's layered. So, to give you a blanketed answer, these are the tactics or the strategies that I would use in helping someone or teaching someone how to do yearly planning for their business. Is we would learn moon cycles, and then how does that affect and all that. And so if you're curious about all things new moon, where I go into those, just tag me below, tag me in the comments, and I'll shoot that over to you. All right. Next question. Oh yeah, this is good. So, this is just really opportune timing. So the next question is, what's happening in 2018? Do I look at my personal chart or something else, which we've already answered? I want information to map out my business year, like folding both masculine planning and feminine energy. So I talked about the feminine energy, right? So way we use that for annual planning is the moon cycle. That's kind of the feminine energy. That's the cycles. Do I push forward? Do I wait? Do I dream? So we use the moon cycles for that. Do we look at our personal chart or something else? We've answered that. You can create charts for different things, but for all intents and purposes, if you're new to this, you've got a personal natal chart. We can use that. We've got 10th house Capricorn, 6th house Virgo, 2nd house Taurus, and of course you can look at the 8th house of Scorpio, even all in your chart to help you. So then the one thing that I want to answer is what's happening in 2018. This is really cool. So way back in the new year, January 1, solar new year, I did, I can't even remember. I did so many readings at that point in time, but I just kind of took a forecast of the elemental energies for 2018. And there's points where there's really no air, there's no fire energy, but we have a whole lot of earth and water energy. And we've got a storm in August. Don't be afraid. I'll be teaching on that. But what I want to say about just the elements of 2018 themselves. If you do not have fire or air, a lot of it, in your natal chart, it would behoove you to do things that relate to activating that fire energy or that air energy. Because the immense amount of water and earth energy that is going throughout 2018, they're grand trines. They're like the earth, the grand trine and earth. It can be great for growing things, water and earth, cultivating business, cultivating relationships, whatever, depending on what you've got in these houses. The thing is, if you don't have the passion, fire, spirit, the inspired action, the ideas, the clarity, the focus, the communication, you're kind of dead in the water with trying to grow something, because it takes all of those elements. So if you can think back what you felt in the beginning of the new year, it was really heavy energy. Some people were kind of moving through older things, seeing things wrap up, seeing things pop up again. We're going to have that kind of energy again in June, which is very unusual in the middle of summer, during a summer solstice. Usually that's very fiery, but you know, guys, we had so much fire energy last year. We had the total solar eclipse in August, which was Leo, which was all fire and air. So, you want to be looking towards that. And if there were intentions, and I'll use the eclipse of August of last year, there were intentions that you were setting, claiming, doing, wanting, you're going to want to look at that and really kind of connect to those things in the moments where we have a lot of water and earth energy going on, if you don't have any fire or air in your chart. And if you want to know, we'll get to that too in a minute. So there's going to be, as well as the whole, so what does water energy and earth energy bring for us as business owners? There's a need for security. There's a need for rebuilding. That can cause anxiety. It can cause uncertainty. There's not excitement, because that's like fire, but so there's a lot of that's going to kind of pop up. And so navigating that kind of energy that's immense, that is highly activated, you're going to have to be really clear. You're going to have that focus. You're going to have that passion in order to take advantage of it. Otherwise, my sense is that it's going to feel unnerving to you, unsettling, if it's not clear. I don't know other way to say that. It's just going to feel like a little bit of anxiety, a little uncertainty, some maybe like, what am I doing? Questioning everything, doubt. So just be aware of that, as we go through the different points in the cycle. All right. So that's the general energies. Now, what is the other one? Okay. So the next question, this was a good one. And I teach on this actually too. You guys have seen this. This year will be good because it's all fire energy. Can the Mercury retrograde periods be useful? And if so, how? I need to correct that. Anyways, yes, they can be, because Mercury is our mind. It's ruled by Gemini, which is an air sign. And it just depends on what the sign is in for your chart and what's going on in the heavens. But it can be helpful, because with Mercury retrograde, what we're doing is if you're like want to analyze if something's being profitable, or if you want to think about if like there was an old idea that you had, but you never really acted on it. Those time periods are going to be really good. It's like revisiting certain things that relate to Gemini, which is communication, education, learning, commerce, intelligence, writing. So it's an air energy. Now, here's the thing is that, I'm just looking, did I get someone to come in? Okay. Is that this year, all of our Mercury retrogrades are in the 3 zodiac signs that are all fire: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So that whole fire thing that I mentioned, it's going to have a focus of revisiting our passion, our purpose, inspired action, those kind of things, action in general. So that's where it's going to show up, you guys. So, be on the lookout for every Mercury retrograde. I do kind of similar to what I did here with my astrology for business owners. So be on the lookout for that. So it is helpful because it's like our evaluation period. It's almost like when I was back in the government, whenever we had a project or we ever had a launch or whatever, whenever there was a conclusion, we'd analyze the crap out of something and we would call it lessons learned. So you would see all these proposals and all of these PowerPoints that had LL of blah, LL of infrastructure, and it would be lessons learned. And then everybody would analyze and evaluate things that went right, things that went wrong, things that we could change. That's what you want to be looking at for the use of your business during the Mercury retrograde period. Really simple. All right. So, and the last question, I'll take a little sip here of water. Why post this? Oh, come on. Nope. All right, guys. Cut and paste, cut and paste. Where is it? Trying to do 2 things at one time. The last question, it's not like super exciting, so I don't know. Apologize for the pause, but I needed to because I've been going fast. When is it good for creative spaces, for strategic spaces, setting up systems, interviewing support, blah, 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 all business operations? At least that's what I would deem it as business operations. First of all, I tell you to look at the 10th house. What's going on in your 10th house? What's in your wallet? What's going on in your 10th house? What do you have going on in there? So is it a good time for you to just take a break? Is it a good time for you to be planning something? Setting up your system, those things. Interviewing support, I would say that might fall into, because if you're spending money and adding, like branching out and up leveling, you might want to look at the 2nd house too in relationship to the 10th house. That's what I would say. So you guys, half an hour of all these great questions. Simple question. Like I said, this last question took a pause. It wasn't like this major, woohoo, wow, what's this? But anyways, so that's when it's good for the creative spaces. I would immediately go look at the 10th house. The other thing is moon cycles. Where is the moon as relationship to the 10th house, the 6th house, or the 2nd house, or even the 8th house? There you go. So that's what I would say in regards to that. And this is actually a really good lead-in question. It just dawned on me because there's some pieces that we're missing here. So if there's no other questions with anybody online, I don't see any. If you do, just post them below afterwards, right next to me. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'll hop on here. Maybe not today because it's my birthday, because I'm heading out to dinner. Anyways, but it's a great lead-in question because it starts coming into now really strategizing, really looking at the chart and seeing what's going on from an activation perspective. And we didn't even talk about that. All you got as an introduction was the 10th house, the 6th house, the 2nd house, and the 8th house. So this is the cool thing that I just want to offer to you guys. You can still hop on an astrological energy call with me, 15 minutes. But here's the thing. If you are burning and you are ready and these questions resonate with you, I am offering my birthday bash bundle. It's like a mashup of different things because I've been getting so many questions about this. I'm just dragging it out. Okay. Anyways, so it's really exciting. So my birthday bash bundle includes digital access to my Astro for Biz, intro to Astro for Biz. And it has a little bit too of intro to astrology because you've got to have that foundation. So that, then I'm going to bonus you a video about how to use the planets with those different houses, what the planets are, what they represent, which ones, when you're creating a chart, are auspicious for you to have in the specific houses. We will be going over that. The second thing, the second bonus that I will be bonusing you into the digital access is understanding aspects and transits. And that's a little bit further than the intro to astrology of business. It's like the relationship between the houses, the planets, and the elements and what that means. And we're going to be looking at it from business owner perspective. Like you're getting the other pieces that are missing than just saying, hey, go look at your 10th house, your second house, your 6th house, or 8th house. Now you're like, okay, great. How do I use this? Because there's other layer pieces that you need. So that is my Astro for Biz. And that normally is a $19.97 cost. That's the program. All right. But because if you're a self-help, self-development entrepreneur moving super fast, and you are like, I love courses, I'm going to sign up for it, boom, and you do nothing with it, and you wonder why you can't read your chart or use the resources that are floating out there for you to plan something, I'm actually bundling up my astrological deep dive offer, which is 2 one-on-one calls with me. So if you've never had a chart read or you need an update on your chart read, we'll read your chart and then we'll have an integration call. And that part of that program is normally $9.97. So the digital program is $19.97 usually, and the astrological deep dive is usually $9.97 for a very limited time. This is my birthday gift to you. You can get all of that for $555. And I'm not saying that I only have 10 seats or 6 seats or whatever. Like if you're interested and you want to do this and you've been following me and you're like, I need this. I want to learn from you. I love you. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This is the clarity I need. I'm at a crossroads. I want to dive deeper into my life or my business. Then the link up above is to my birthday bash bundle. Click on it. The first thing that it's going to take you to is to, besides paying for it for $555, is it's going to schedule your astrology reading with me. So we're going to get that done first. All right, you guys. During the integration call, it's up to you where you want to travel. We can do coaching. We can create a new chart for you. I can teach you about that chart. We will go there. You will get the answers that you need. You'll have the plan. You'll have the clarity. You'll have the focus. And we'll discuss that. So you will have that. So I'm mashing up this digital project with my one-on-one, my birthday bash for you. And so it is. $555, you guys. Now, if you're not sure, if you're like, I don't know, Jen. If you're going to go back and watch the videos. There's a link in there for my 15-minute astrological energy call. 15 minutes. You can find out whether or not it's for you. We'll know immediately whether it's for you or not. And like I said earlier, you got to be in the right place, right time, what you're looking for, and that it is. So my birthday gift to you guys is basically 4 bonuses. So normally this would just be the digital access of Intro to Astrology and Astrology for Biz Owners, which is the $19.97. But I'm going to bonus you the planets, how to use them, bonus you aspects and transits, and then I'm going to bonus you 2 calls. So normally that's what, like a $3,000 program, $2,000. I can't do math right now off the fly. Yours for $555. That link above goes straight to it. It is only good till next Friday, February 16th, you guys. That's it. It's my birthday bash. It's short. It's sweet. It gets it done. And that's because it's my birthday and I wanted to do that for you. So you guys, this has been amazing. I have had so much fun. I'm really glad that I did the replay of this because, I got so many questions. I've had so many interviews. I've had so many people call, email, get on my calendar with the 15 minutes. So it's super exciting to be able to offer this for a limited time. There's not a number of spots. It's really a limited time till I just feel like I can support as many people that feels good to me. But again, you guys, if you've got any questions, post them down below. If you want to hop on my calendar, you can do that with the 15-minute astrological energy call. Or if you are ready, willing, and wanting to rock this, right? Because technically, to me, a solar return is a new year for a new person. So maybe if you're coming up on a solar return, that'd be great. But the deal is, the offer is, it's a mashup of my greatest programs. Digital access to Astro for Business Owners, which has a flavor of intro to astrology, so you guys can have a really good foundation. It's going to bonus you planets and what they are, understanding which is the auspicious ones to have in the certain houses as a business owner, and then a bonus of aspects and transits, and then the other bonuses of 2, not just 1, but 2 one-on-one calls with me, which can be a full astrology reading and an integration call to go wherever you want with everything that you've learned up until this point. And more. Like, let's not stop there. All right, you guys. And that link is the birthday bash bundle up above. Click that, goes right to it. First thing we'll start with is your first one-on-one call. We'll do the astrology reading and we will get you set up. And you guys, that is it. It's been phenomenal. I am going to get ready, go out, have a great birthday celebration with my husband, and I wish all of you this Friday evening a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If you have any questions, just tag me below or in the comments. I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. See you next week.